Here at the Advanced Agri Solutions Field Day, some of the latest technology is applied to a John Deere 4-row planter. To tell us more, John Bickel. And John, first of all, how many days have you had this thing up and running?
We just got finished with it last night. We did some test plots last night and got it running a little bit. Still working a few bugs on it, but it's pretty much here, ready to go. It
all starts here in the tractor cab. Tell us how that works.
Yes, it does. This tractor will have RTK auto steer, which will be auto steer within 1 inch accuracy. We've also have variable rate seed control, and we also have planter row shutoff on this planter as well.
All that's running from the driver's seat and an easy control.
All automatically from the driver's seat, easy control. You can see here we got 7 rows planting. I can flip switches, and you can see those row sections turning off one by one. We will load our V-rate maps in here, and it'll automatically vary the seed based on the soil type and what populations we want.
What do you want to accomplish with the planter before we go look at it?
The whole planter's idea is trying to show off the technology. Planting is the most important process of farming. It's where everything starts. So my belief is, if you're going to spend money on equipment, you need to spend your money on your planter. And we're just trying to show the new technology these planters do have and capabilities that they can do.
Well, come on out, John. Let's talk a little bit as we take a look at the planter. John told me off camera that this planter actually costs more as a 4-row because of the demand for the planters. You could have got one easier with an 8 or 12-row. First of all, looks like for this tractor a lot of hydraulics, but that's what makes it work.
Yes, it does. You'll find these new planters are running a lot more hydraulics than they have in the past. So a lot of times the biggest problem we have is the customers' tractors don't have enough outlets or don't have enough hydraulic capacity to run the planters.
What all are we running hydraulically?
We are running our variable rate seed drive hydraulically, as well as running our fan and up and down and markers hydraulically.
As you look, a pretty good rack. You can watch all of the activity from the cab. Tell us more about some of the things we have here on the rack.
What we're doing here is this is, again, meant for a research planter, so we can test 2x2 pop-up row starters. We've got 4 different tanks here. The 2 front tanks are running a 2x2 row starter. We can have different 2x2 row starters in each tanks, and we got electric valves that we can change in the cab, so we can test out different 2x2 row starters. Same as well on the back. We have 2 pop-up starter tanks. We can change with electric valve to change the pop-ups, and we also have a 5th tank in the middle here to run our capture system, to run a liquid insecticide or liquid fungicides directly on the seeds.
As we take a look at some other things, let's start under the planter. Anything, we're talking, of course, row placement, that's all from the guidance system, but underneath the planter, pretty much basics what a lot of guys are used to.
We've got our standard 2x2 John Deere row starter here. As we move on back, we got a John Deere no-till coulter. One thing special to this planter, we did add airbags for our pressure, down pressure. A lot of the older planters are running springs. The airbags are easier to adjust, and you can do optimal ranges there in those airbags. Once we move on back, it's just a normal planter rowing system. Down below we have our Keaton seed firmers, and you can see on the Keatons we've got 2 tubes in there. One's for our pop-up starter right on the seed, the other one's for our capture system to go liquid insecticide or liquid fungicide on the seed.
And the air tag, is that actually putting here on down pressure or using up front for the coulter?
That's putting down pressure on this entire system to keep it in the ground. In work ground, it's not that big of a deal, but when you get in some tough no-till conditions and some heavy clay, it does help with the penetration of the soil. This down here is our Ag Leader Sure Stop clutch control system. This turns on our seeds one row unit at a time.
So this is where we talked about saving seed by only planting. If you're on a diagonal field, you can turn them off or on as need be.
When you plant around your headlands, and when you come to diagonal field, it'll turn the row units off one by one automatically. We had it turned on. You can see now it's disengaged.
Yeah, you can stop it. The other one's just the friction of the clutch is holding it, I see.
There's just a little friction holding it, but right now it's disengaged, and once they get to a spot they haven't planted, it'll automatically engage the system and turn it right back on.
And of course, when you're on the ground, you got enough friction to make it happen, or stop or go, whichever you need.
Seed box is on here, it tightens this up and puts a little friction to it. And on the other side over here, we've got a hydraulic seed drive running the planter. With this, we can load in our variable rate maps and plant the seeds according to your soil types, putting more seeds in the ground that can produce more, and putting less seeds on those clay knobs where you just can't quite grow those big yields.
And it only starts with there, because if you put the variable rate seed out, you should follow up with variable rate fertilizer and nutrient plans as well.
Correct, we're building on the same maps, same exact maps, and we're getting a little more smoother gear flow through here and less jerking with the chains when you run a ground drive system. And just by varying the seeds, there's quite a bit of a yield increase we can get from that.
Now, if somebody wants to have this out on their farm, how do they contact you?
They call our Kettlersville office, 937-693-8311. I don't call it very often, but they can contact Ben or John, and we can stop by with them and bring the planter out and show it to them and show what it does.
Anything else?
That's pretty much on this planter.
That's about everything there is in the industry, all on one planter. John Bickel, my guest, has explained some of the latest technology they'll be taking to farms to help farmers better understand what's available in their fields.
Imagine we keep the planter